What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen that title was going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it in the title. Definitely insane. Y'all see who in the picture. 6 homes, Caribbean vacations, and a new SUV. And more. Probably multiple cars. How Oklahoma pastor spent $3.15 million of embezzled Black Lives Matter OKC money. Pretty insane. I'm not even gonna lie. What I do find interesting, with all of this is that how things just tie together, how things are, how they move around. It's pretty insane. I'm not even gonna lie. Definitely insane. Says as the summer riots of 2020 kicked off, Tashila Sherry Amore Dickerson, the executive director of BLM OKC, had just $500 in her checking account. Just $500, y'all. Pretty insane, right? $500. By that July, she had millions. She had embezzled donations and grants meant to pay bail for arrested Black Lives Matter protesters, used it for personal shopping sprees, real estate purchases, and handouts to family and friends. This act even bought, I'm pretty sure, family homes, from what I was told. This activity continued for years until just a couple months ago. Now, a 25-count indictment against her for wire fraud and money laundering, plus more, has been out. I'm telling y'all, definitely insane. Definitely insane as I'm watching this and seeing, what's going on, with this whole case. Not even gonna lie. Check it out, Fox News.
Fox News alert, a BLM executive indicted for embezzling millions in donations and spending it on vacation, shopping, houses. Senior national correspondent Kevin Cork has the details. Kevin.
Crazy stuff, my friend. Authorities say over a 5-year period, 52-year-old Tashila Sherry Amore Dickerson, just like the song, the executive director of Black Lives Matter OKC, diverted more than $3 million in return bail checks right into her very own bank accounts. And tonight, thanks to a 25-count federal indictment, she faces up to 450 years behind bars and millions in potential fines. Dickerson charged with 20 counts of wire fraud and 5 counts of money laundering following a scheme in which she's accused of routing money intended for the group's programs into accounts that she controlled between June of 2020 and October of 2025. The indictment said she used the money for her own personal benefit, including travel to Jamaica and the Dominican Republic.
Wow.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
I honestly hope it was worth it. I truly hope it was worth it. That's a lot of years.
In retail shopping, more than 50 grand in food deliveries, also a vehicle, and 6 real estate properties as well. When
50,
contacted
000.
about the charges, a spokesperson for BLM says that they practice a, quote, model of decentralized leadership. Got it. Oh, and by the way, you've heard the expression, birds of a feather flock together. Well, I'm going to leave this right here, Jesse. That's Dickerson with Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Draw from that what you will. And while Dickerson is obviously presumed innocent until proven guilty, you may recall that BLM actually had a situation back in 2022 when the group, not the one from OKC, came under fire after allegedly making a $6 million property purchase in California using donor funds. Some things don't change.
So more and more will be coming out about this, and definitely insane. It's very insane. I'm just glad that they're actually cracking down on a lot of individuals. This is something that I know a lot of people couldn't wait to see. Couldn't wait to be some type of part of, to see what's going on, because it is pretty messed up. When I remember first doing any political videos, 'cause I know I was doing music and sports and comedy and stuff like that, reactions. And I remember this when this happened. And I think it was like Candace Owens or somebody that walked up to her property, or I don't know if it was her. I know it was somebody. I remember seeing that. I remember seeing there was another video, when it came about of her buying properties and them, her basically. It wasn't a more so of an investigation. Like, things just went away. So I'm actually glad that, something is, definitely happening. But, we got Ilhan Omar as well. A lot of this, I think, me personally, a lot of this is just, it's coming together. It's all coming together, and it's all a little weird, how this is. Check it out, Will Kane.
Under the nose of Ilhan Omar, Tim Walz, Attorney General Keith Ellison. We see a web of connections between them and those directly involved in the fraud. For example, Ilhan Omar, alleged enabling introducing the 2020 Meals Act, which was ultimately subject to fraud, held a campaign victory party at the Safari restaurant. That's where one of the men who run that restaurant has associations to the convicted individuals. And then there's Tim Walz, House Oversight Investigation role in his role as governor. Or Keith Ellison, the Attorney General. His job is to enforce the law in Minnesota, but instead he's getting donations after meeting with the Feeding Our Future representatives. The Feeding Our Future, the biggest known yet part of this entire theft ring. The executive director of Black Lives Matter, by the way, over in Oklahoma City, has now been charged with wire fraud and money laundering.
All of it.
The organization raised more than $5 million in 2020, but she is accused of pocketing more than half of that instead of using it to bail out people for protesting in support of BLM. No, she pocketed, allegedly, most of that money. Oh, by the way, here she is. You want to see a picture of her? Here she is.
Well,
notice who
Ilhan
she's in
Omar.
the picture with. That's right. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar.
With
But hey,
Ilhan Omar, y'all.
it's just the system, right?
I'm telling y'all, it's all a little weird. Very, very weird. Got it here. Supposed to kudos to CBS News for covering the fraud and theft of billions of dollars by Somali Americans in Minnesota. Like I said, I even said this in my last video. I feel like so many people are realizing and recognizing and just calling it out. You know, this is something that clearly they can't hide, and if they did, it's definitely gonna come out. Let's check it out.
Exclusive details this morning of how people in Minnesota spend hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars on luxury cars and real estate. Now, this money was stolen apparently from programs that provided services to poor children. Many of the accused are Somali Americans, a fact that President Trump has used to criticize the broader community in general.
A honeymoon in the Maldives, a fleet of luxury cars. Here's a box with more than $270,000 in cash. This was all evidence from a new trove of files obtained exclusively by CBS News, showing how a group of convicted Minnesota fraudsters spent taxpayer dollars. One text message reads, "You are going to be the richest 25-year-old.
Wow.
We're not even at the end of the beginning of our pursuit of the stolen money and of the people who stole it.
U.S. Attorney Daniel Rosen leads the office digging into the wave of COVID-era fraud that hit Minnesota.
So how much money are we talking about stolen?
I can say with great comfort, well in excess of $1 billion.
In the past 3 years, 87 defendants have been charged, 61 convicted. The majority of them are Somali American. Minnesota has the nation's largest Somali population. The perpetrators are accused of ripping off state-run programs intended to feed low-income kids, house the disabled, and provide services to autistic children.
This was a get-rich scheme.
Andy Luger was the U.S. attorney who first examined this fraud. He left in January.
One of the things we discovered is that a number of the people involved were buying investment property, resort property in Kenya.
Wire transfers reviewed by CBS News also show more than $1 million went to Chinese banks.
It goes behind a black curtain, and it's hard to see where things went beyond that.
The Trump administration has said it's investigating whether any of the money fell into the hands of terror groups like al-Shabaab in Somalia. But both Luger and Rosen agree the evidence so far shows the criminals were only interested in getting rich.
There was never anything that indicated that this was linked to terrorism.
Somali leaders worry the community is being held collectively responsible. And this week, there have been ongoing immigration raids.
As I truly feel as should. You know, when it's constant fraud and theft of billions and billions of dollars, I truly feel as if it is definitely needed, you know, to clear, you know, because this is absolutely insane. You know, it's absolutely insane. Obviously, something needs to be done within, you know, especially not only Ilhan Omar, but also Tim Walz. Definitely sickening, y'all. Definitely sickening. Let me know y'all comments and thoughts down below. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.